Welcome, my friend.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be doing another what-if scenario. What if Anakin was granted the rank of Master? If you enjoy these types of videos, please drop a like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on future videos. Now, let's begin. The weight of the moment was almost unbearable as Anakin Skywalker stood in the center of the Jedi Council chambers. The normally stoic and reserved faces of the Jedi Masters watched him with a mixture of judgment and curiosity. After years of tension, mistrust, and a complicated relationship with the Jedi Order, today was the day it could all change. Anakin had fought in countless battles, saved lives, and defeated some of the most dangerous enemies the galaxy had ever known. Yet, the Jedi Council had kept him on the outside, never fully trusting him. They had kept him from ascending to the rank of Jedi Master, despite his proven abilities. Today, that would change.
Young Skywalker, you have proven yourself time and again in the battlefield, and your strength in the Force is unmatched. You are not without flaws. Your impulsiveness, your emotional attachment, and your personal struggles are known to us. This council has debated long and hard on whether or not you are ready for the rank of Jedi Master.
The room fell silent, the weight of the council's words hanging heavily in the air. Anakin could feel his heart racing, his breath quickening, but he stood tall, his gaze unwavering.
However, the circumstances of this war and your undeniable service to the Republic have forced us to reconsider. After much reflection, we have come to a decision. The Council will grant you the title of Jedi Master and a seat on this council.
Anakin's heart skipped a beat. It was happening. He had worked for this moment his entire life. No longer would he be viewed as the chosen one destined for greatness, only to be held back by the Jedi Order's refusal to recognize his worth. He was now a Jedi Master. The silence in the room stretched on for what felt like an eternity before Master Yoda spoke.
Ready you are, but remember, great responsibility this title brings. Careful with your path, you must be.
Anakin nodded, understanding the weight of the decision. This was not just a title, it was a commitment, one that would test him in ways he had never imagined. He swore to himself that he would never let the Jedi Order or the Republic down. He would prove that they made the right choice.
Thank you, Masters. I will serve the Jedi Order and the Republic with all my strength.
Anakin's rise to Jedi Master did not go unnoticed. Within the Senate, Chancellor Palpatine had been watching Anakin's journey from the shadows, carefully manipulating the young Jedi for years. Palpatine had always seen Anakin as the key to his vision of the galaxy, and now, with Anakin's elevation, his influence would only grow. But there was a shift in Anakin. No longer would he be a pawn in the Sith Lord's grand game. Anakin, as a newly appointed Jedi Master, felt empowered. He was no longer an errant student of the Jedi Council. He had earned his place alongside the great Masters. Yet, with this power came more responsibility. Anakin knew that he could not let his personal emotions cloud his duty to the Republic and the Jedi. For the first time, he fully understood the delicate balance he must strike. After the ceremony, Anakin couldn't wait to share the news with Chancellor Palpatine. For so long, Palpatine had been a mentor to him, pulling strings from the shadows, guiding Anakin's decisions. But today, Anakin was no longer just a pawn. He was a Jedi Master, someone with authority and influence within the Jedi Order. When Anakin arrived at Palpatine's office, the Chancellor greeted him with a wide smile, but there was a calculating gleam in his eyes. Anakin had long suspected that Palpatine had ulterior motives in shaping his path, but today, he would not be so easily swayed.
Anakin, I heard the news. Congratulations, you've earned it. It's not just about power, Chancellor, it's about duty. A duty to the Republic, to the Jedi, and to the Force. I'm finally beginning to understand what that truly means.
Palpatine's smile faltered slightly, his manipulation not as effective as it once was. Anakin was no longer the young, uncertain Jedi he could bend to his will. The Chancellor's voice turned softer, more coaxing.
You are meant for great things, Anakin. The Jedi will never truly understand your potential. You've proven that you can accomplish anything, but they don't see you as I do.
Anakin's expression hardened. He no longer needed Palpatine's validation. He was his own man now.
Perhaps you're right, but it's the Jedi who saved me. They've given me the chance to prove myself, and I intend to do just that.
In the days following his ascension, Anakin found himself deeply conflicted, as his connection to Padme Amidala, the love of his life, was a secret he had long kept from the Jedi. The Order had taught him that attachment was dangerous, yet he could not bring himself to let go of her. His heart ached every time he thought of her. But now that he was a Jedi Master, the time had come to confront the truth. He could no longer keep this secret, and he had no intention of letting it fester any longer. He knew it would be a risk, but he could not live in the shadows anymore. The next few days were a whirlwind. The Jedi Council had gathered evidence proving that Chancellor Palpatine was not only the Supreme Chancellor, but also the Sith Lord Darth Sidious. The time had come to act. Mace Windu, along with Anakin, Anakin Skywalker, Sith-Tin, and Kit Fisto were sent to confront Palpatine. It was a risky mission, one that could determine the fate of the Republic. As Anakin approached the Chancellor's office, he knew his role was crucial. Unlike in the original timeline, Anakin had arrived not out of fear or confusion, but with clarity. He stood firm beside Mace Windu and the other Jedi Masters, ready to face the dark side.
In the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest, Chancellor.
Palpatine's eyes narrowed, and in the blink of an eye, his Sith lightning exploded from his hands, crackling toward the Jedi. The battle began in earnest. The office erupted into chaos. Kit Fisto and Anakin Skywalker deflected the lightning, using their agility and mastery of the Force to keep their footing as Palpatine moved with blinding speed. Anakin, feeling the similar surge of the Force coursing through him, ignited his lightsaber, a weapon now fully in his grasp as a Jedi Master. Anakin charged forward, his movements fluid and precise, but Palpatine was no mere politician. He unleashed a torrent of lightning, driving Anakin back momentarily. The Chancellor's power was undeniable, and as the battle raged, it became clear this would be no ordinary confrontation. Anakin felt the dark side rising within him, whispering at the edges of his consciousness. He wanted to end this fight, wanted to use all of his power to defeat Palpatine, and the more he fought, the more he felt the draw of the dark side. Mace Windu's voice cut through his thoughts.
Anakin, focus! Don't let him corrupt you!
Anakin's gaze shifted to Windu. He had to remain focused. The Jedi Masters needed to win this. But even as he fought, Anakin couldn't shake the feeling that this moment, this battle, wasn't just about defeating the Sith. It was about his own future. In an explosive clash of lightsabers, Mace Windu engaged Palpatine directly. The two were locked in a ferocious struggle, Windu's mastery of the pod clashing against Palpatine's lightning-fast strikes. The sounds of their blades clashing filled the room, and Anakin watched in awe as Windu moved with a fluidity that was nearly impossible to match. Yet, even Windu was pushed back by the sheer power of the Sith Lord. Then, with a savage twist, Palpatine kicked Windu back, sending him flying and crashing into a nearby table. It was then that Anakin's internal struggle reached a boiling point. In that split second, as Palpatine looked directly into Anakin's eyes, he saw the vulnerability, the yearning for approval, for power, and for a life free of restraint.
You don't have to fight me, Anakin. You have the power to change everything. Join me. Together we can bring peace to the galaxy. I can save Padme.
The words pierced Anakin's heart like a knife. The one thing that Palpatine knew would make Anakin falter, Padme. It was always about Padme. It had been for years, and in that moment, it was clear. The dark side was calling him. With a devastating roar, Anakin surged forward, his lightsaber meeting Palpatine's in a brutal strike. Their blades locked, and in that brief moment, Palpatine's facade shattered. Anakin saw through it all. He could feel the pull of the dark side, but he fought it, remembering the responsibility he had as a Jedi Master. After a flurry of strikes, Mace Windu joined Anakin, and together they overwhelmed Palpatine, knocking him to the ground. The Sith Lord was arrested, his power finally broken. Palpatine's arrest sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. The Senate convened to decide his fate, but the debate was heated. Mas Amedda and Sly Moore, both staunch allies of Palpatine, moved quickly to defend him. The Senate rotunda was filled with noise, and every voice seemed to echo with distrust toward the Jedi.
The arrest of Chancellor Palpatine was a complete overreach of the Jedi's authority. They claim he is a Sith Lord, but they offer no proof. This is an orchestrated coup by the Jedi to seize control of the Republic.
The room erupted into chaos. Senators shouted at each other, their voices growing more frenzied by the second. But the Jedi were prepared. Mace Windu stood at the center of the Senate floor, alongside Anakin and the other Jedi Masters, holding the evidence that could end Palpatine's reign.
We have proof. Palpatine is the Sith Lord who orchestrated the Clone Wars and played both sides from the beginning. He was the one behind the assassination attempts against Senator Amidala. He is a major threat to the Republic.
Despite the Jedi's evidence, the Senate was split. Many senators still feared the Jedi's growing influence, and others were unwilling to accept that the beloved Chancellor could be a Sith. The tension in the rotunda was palpable as the debate raged on. Anakin watched the proceedings closely. The Senate's hesitation only deepened his belief that change was necessary. The Republic needed to be rebuilt from the ground up, something he had come to understand in his years of service. The Jedi Order had done what they could, but it was now up to the people to decide their fate.
Based on this evidence, we must vote immediately to remove Palpatine.
The Jedi cannot be trusted. They speak of the Sith Lord, but they've only provided circumstantial evidence. If Palpatine was a Sith, why would he have agreed to the Jedi's request to bring him to trial? This is nothing more than a Jedi power grab.
With those words, the tide began to turn. The Senate voted, and with a narrow margin, they decided that Chancellor Palpatine would be imprisoned. The Republic was saved from the clutches of the Sith, but Anakin knew that the real work had just begun. As the Jedi Council celebrated their victory, there was still one matter left to address. Anakin had been a secretive man. His marriage to Padme Amidala, the love of his life, had been kept hidden for fear of the Jedi Code's restrictions on attachment. But now, as a Jedi Master, Anakin knew that it was time to be honest. Anakin requested a private audience with the Council. When he stood before them, he felt the weight of the moment. He had already come so far, but this was different.
There's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you sooner.
What is it, Master Skywalker?
Anakin took a deep breath, steadying himself. He had never been one to keep secrets, but this was the biggest one he had ever kept.
I'm married to Padme Amidala. I know the code forbids attachment, but I couldn't let go of her. She's my heart.
The room fell silent. The Jedi Council exchanged looks, their faces a mix of surprise and concern. Yoda was the first to speak.
Difficult. This is. Attachment. Dangerous it can be, but clear. Your heart is Skywalker.
Anakin, we've long known of your connection to the Senator. It's not like you tried to hide it. Regardless, as a Jedi Master, you must be honest with yourself. If you are truly committed to the Jedi and the Republic, your attachment cannot cloud your duty. The light must always come first.
Anakin nodded, understanding the gravity of their words. The Jedi were not banning his relationship with Padme outright. Instead, they allowed him to keep his relationship, but only if he kept his commitment to the Jedi Code and the Republic as strong as his commitment to Padme.
I understand. I swear I will not let my attachment to her affect my duty to the Jedi or the Republic.
It's settled then. So long as you keep that balance, we will allow it.
With the war at an end and the threat of the Sith destroyed, the Republic was able to rebuild itself, and the Jedi were once again seen as keepers of the peace, not soldiers. Without the rise of Darth Vader, there was no empire and no need for rebellion. The new Republic, under the careful leadership of Mon Mothma and Bail Organa, reformed itself into a new, more transparent government. Anakin, now a Jedi Master, was a beacon for hope for the galaxy. His relationship with Padme was no longer a secret, and the two raised their children, Luke and Leia, in a galaxy that was free of the corruption of the Sith. Anakin's legacy was not one of tragedy, but of courage. His rise to Jedi Master allowed him to become the leader he was always meant to be, a protector, a father, and a beacon of balance. And that's the end of the story, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please expect more what-if scenarios based on Revenge of the Sith in the future, since we're nearing the 20th anniversary of the movie. It's my personal favorite among the prequels. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. Be sure to check out my second channel, Pulley Productions, where I produce independent short films. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you.